Hello and welcome to another Let's Play Momir. We won die roll, so we'll be playing first. We're currently on a 2-win streak. I don't know if it's a 3-win streak. I think a 2-win streak. So basically I'm still playing with my original 6 tickets. I'm actually currently up to 27 tickets, mainly because of the streams I did for Modern, but I'm not complaining. Obviously free tickets are free tickets. Let's just finish this text message here while my opponent isn't here. No, I cannot do that right now. Yeah, I can, sure. What's that one? Send. Yeah, I'll do that after this, man. So my opponent joined my queue, and then he isn't doing anything, which is pretty odd. So what have I been up to lately? Well, this is actually the third recording in a row, so I think I explained most of what I've been doing lately in the past two. I'm also organizing my very first poker evening at my place. So my opponent did finally show up. It's not my place though, it's basically my parents' place, but they're currently out for the weekend, so I'm at home looking after the dog, but always a great excuse to start organizing things like barbecues and stuff, but it's autumn, so not really a great time to organize anything. So not that great of a card. Well, it is a decent card, but we obviously wanted the mana acceleration. Like this is way better. It's a 3/3 for 2, and the creature, if it does ever become monstrous, is pretty sick. It then is a 4/4 indestructible. Like, I don't think you'll ever make this in monstrous in this format, but having a 3/3 for 2 is always good, right? And then he gets 1/4 that can tap something down. That's not really the shit, so that doesn't matter. We just hope to get a 3/3 here. Like if he wants to spend a mana next turn to tap that creature down, I'm glad to take 3 damage. Instead we get a 2/2 Forest Walk. Basically, if during my live stream I had this as well. My opponent had an artifact in duplicate, and I had to take it and then attack with the rest for lethal. I didn't notice, and I lost. So that wasn't great, but basically if my opponent gets an artifact here, I can always steal it. Unless he or she pays it. Wow, that's good, man. Like I can't pay to, so I have to sacrifice something. I'm obviously not gonna sacrifice land. I'm gonna sacrifice this one just because these two trade. He can attack for 4. Well, no, he can't. He can attack for 3. But normally my 5-drop should stop this, right? He can obviously tap it down, but that'll be that then. I won't care. Scry 3 is pretty terrible in this format. Like it's a great draft card. Like it's from Terrace, right? It's from the new set. It's a really good card in draft. I mean, it's 3 mana 3/5 flyer, which is pretty good in general. And then you can save it from removal. And when it attacks, you use Scry 3, which is also really good in a limited format. So he decides to make a 5-drop before attacking. I can now steal this, and it stays on my end as long as this card stays into play, so I get a 3/3 Muddler. And I'm gonna skip my drop here for that. It does seem weird, I guess, but now I'm gonna make a 3-drop and then take it. Like, no, I'm just gonna take this. The fact that it's a 3/3 makes it good enough. He can't pay to, and now this stays in play on my end as long as this is alive. So I have to keep in mind that I have to keep this in play as long as I want to keep this. We did skip our 6 though, which is a bit greedy. That's not a big deal. Another text message, so probably people confirming. So people just asking who's coming, I guess. Not a big deal. So we're gonna go up to 9 no matter what. Unless he gets a discarder, but... So we have a 4/4 unblockable now. I think we'll attack with a 3/5 flyer just because we have plenty of creatures. We don't care about Scry. Well, maybe, I mean, if I wanted to draw specific lands. But I actually don't. I really don't give a shit. Like, he can become monstrous if he drops a forest and pays for that, but I don't see him doing that. Modeler 3 is able to trade with a bunch of his creatures, like with this, and it is his card, and then I can start blocking with this. So, do you have to do something when it dies? On target art. Oh, you made it's a made trigger, so I don't have to. That's a pretty good card just because it has so many flyers and it has death touch. So these all have death touch that basically are removal for any kind of flyer I ever get. Seems pretty sick. Like even if I get a really sick flyer here, I'm already in a pickle, I guess. We'll discard the planes. And everything has to attack now. So this deals 8. He blocks this. And then we lose, right? Put on top, put on top, put on top. And then we lose, right? If he blocks correctly. Like block here. Block here, this dies. Block here, this dies. Block, block. Or you can just sacrifice all tokens, then that's 4. I can block one of them, so 4. Like he blocks, these all die. Or you can even just block this, let this come through. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was my turn to act. But that's probably a pretty bad card for me. Like if it was the other way around, if I didn't attack and then made this after combat, and he was forced to attack with everything, it probably was a totally different something, but right now I don't think I can win this. Like this is 2, 6, let's just count 1, 3, 7, 9, 10, 13, 26, and I can remove 8 from it. So yeah, I'll concede here. If he has to attack with everything, and I can only block the 4/3, and then that's still lethal. So that card screwed me over. That's why sometimes when you're ahead on the board, you don't make 8 drops. But I think making an 8 drop there was perfectly fine. We still want to play first. We still don't want to mulligan because Momir. Maybe they should remove that feature, right? That you can mulligan in Momir. Like, no one is ever gonna mulligan in Momir. It's not gonna happen. And I don't think it should be that hard to program. Well, maybe it is. That's why they don't do it. Ember Hall is a pretty good card. It's a 2/2 and it also counts as removal. It used to be much better when damage was able to be put on a stack, of course, but... So that has to attack every turn? Sure. Like we're not even gonna block then. And see what comes on his turn and then decide. We could have attacked and let him make the trade, but... Like our 4-drop is probably gonna trump this. And we just want to have remove for his 3-drop. No, we actually don't care about that. So we're gonna go in for... Like, it's a good card. It is a good card, but... Do we want to sacrifice Ember Hall for it? I don't think so. So we'll attack first, just in case of Bloodlust. As usual, on 4. Make another token. Get there! I have no clue what's good here. It's a 1/3 Wither that we can pump. Sure. A Wither basically gives creatures minus counters. So it does play in islands. I don't think it's a good play. Wither and a lot of things. Flying becomes blocked by white creature, destroy that creature. So we can kill that with Ember Hauler and then make a 4-drop, I guess. I find this to be a pretty weird attack. Like, this has to attack and then he gets in for free damage, sure. Like, it's just a free damage here. I do get that attack, I guess. So we'll attack here. We're willing to trade the flyer now. If he blocks, that's fine by me. He doesn't. So I'm gonna sacrifice this just to kill the flyer and then make another 4-drop. Because most 4-drops kill these, right? Or get past these, and then we don't want to be skipping 6s. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Like, we missed 4 damage there by making it post-combat, but you always want to make it post-combat, I think. This actually is a pretty good remove card for later in the game. Like, the Wither shrinks the creature pretty big, pretty fast, I guess. Not pretty big. We do need to keep open mana for it, which is obviously a downside. And we're not gonna skip our 6 for that. Maybe we could have attacked first, but I think we want the option to block this or this. I like this has to attack anyway. Ah man, Cascade. We can return to our hand. Nah. Like, I feel that Momir would be a lot more interesting if these still counted as lands somehow. So if you returned it to your hand in any way with any kind of card, it would be put back into your hand. Like, you actually get a land in your hand. So they don't go into the graveyard until they die. And then that would change the game totally different. So as a 5/5 first strike here, we can always block it. So that's no biggie. He has to attack with that, so we obviously kill it here. We're not gonna skip here just because he has a 3/4 and a 5/5 first strike. We get a 6/7, so that's already negated again. He can obviously tap something down or untap something. I need to be aware of that he has this card, but yeah, that's pretty good though. 3/5 Maze of It with vigilance. Like, the vigilance isn't that big of a deal, but it is there. Anything extra text basically makes your card better. When this was standard legal, it wasn't played, right? Actually, don't know. I don't think I played standard when the card was legal. That's pretty good. It kills into the entire board except this. It also deals damage to a player, right? Yeah. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So currently the board is stale, right? Unless he gets a pretty big creature, and when he does, I can use this, prevent a combat damage, so that doesn't stop this. So then this kills everything except my own X-Bane stack. Yeah, seems pretty powerful. And then we get to make a 7 as well on the empty board. So we'll see what he does and what he gets. If he gets a pretty good flyer or something, or pretty good creature, I'm gonna use this. It deals him 6, I then attack him for 6. He goes down to 7, I make a 7-drop. And that should represent legal the turn after. Lethal the turn after. So it has to hit something pretty good then. So he gets a 7/6, so I'm instantly gonna use this now. Just because it's a 3/4/5. We still have a creature then. Yeah, let's use this. Bam. Begin combat. Attack with this. And do we make a 7? That's a good question. I think we do. Even though it can be a bit more negative, I still think we make a 6. 7. We get a 3/3, which is pretty trash. It's mostly gonna be trumped by his 8 drop. We hope his 8 drop isn't better than our 6/7. It isn't. It is an 8/8 trample that makes all his lands 8/8, so we have to double block that unless we get a removal here in Hoverguard Sweepers or something. Like, this is a really good card. It instantly stops me now. So what are we looking for? We're looking for removal. We're looking for a haster. We're just looking for a big bad creature. And we get an 8/8 that makes our life total not changeable. Which is also really good because now we have lethal again. He has to hit. He can't attack with this because it's just going to trade with the 6/7. Deals combat damage. Yeah, okay. That's pretty good because it kills this and deals 2 to me. But if it then... Let's think about it. If it then attacks, I probably block. Then attack him. He doesn't have to block. He goes down to 1. Like, I'm just considering if he attacks with this, I'm gonna block with the Platinum Emperor. I think I do. Yeah, that seems fine. Like, he's not even gonna try to target me because with this it doesn't matter. Is he attacking? No, he's not attacking. Maybe that's an error on his end. I think the attack is fine there. Even if I take the trade, it's not a positive trade for me, I guess. And that's GG, right? 9/10 trample, 8/8 haste. The GG. Greater Hoof Behemoth to the rescue once more. This is the second time in all of my Momir games that I got that, and it's the second time that wins me the game. Like, the last time I did that, I didn't actually have the advantage, and it didn't look like I was going to win. In this case, it was looking decent on my end, and worse on his end. So he was behind and had to hit. He did hit eventually, but that's not bad. So you can basically give any creature +1/+1. And it's a 2/2 blocker. So let's get a mana acceleration. We get a mana acceleration. The question is, do we sacrifice this now? I don't think we do. I think we wait to get a quicker 8 or something. We're gonna make another 2. Like, we just want more mana acceleration here. That doesn't do much. We're gonna attack with this. I'm fine with trading these. We got the value out of this and doesn't actually realize, I guess, that he can trade here. Or maybe he just doesn't want to. That's also a possibility. Like, sometimes you just don't want to trade. He gets another 2/2. It's basically a 3/3 then. So here we're gonna attack first again for the Bloodlust. Normally my 4-drop should be able to together with the Nest Invader block the Mystic Snake with a Warden there as well. So we'll see. We discard the island because we hate islands. And that's a pretty good card. So that's 2 games in a row we get good because like, discard next turn, then discard turn after, then and he stops at 6 then, or at 7. Like, what more can we want here? Wow, he gets a Rolling Horror. Man, this guy is getting so unlucky in my opinion. Like, it's not that I'm playing better, this is just Momir shitting on him. I'm even gonna sacrifice this just to make a 6 now, just because I'm so far ahead on the board. Play a land, activate Momir, sacrifice this. Like, 6s are never negative. It's just a 4/1 that can block. That's pretty trashy. We're gonna put this on the bottom. He revealed an island. I revealed an island, I don't care. So we're gonna attack here. Like the 4-1 is pretty shitty, but the fact that we have the 3-5 here that makes him discard cards is good. Like he now goes down to 1 card. Yeah, he stays at 6. Unless of course he gets a card draw or removal. He gets a 3-3 flying first strike with a form of lifelink. It's not standard lifelink, but it's a form of lifelink, which is good. It's basically a 4-4 as well because of this. In case you're gonna attack there. No, it's not. We do have a 3-5, and we are making 6s, 7, and 8s eventually. So we should win this, but this isn't over. Now I think it is. Like, we get a 5-5, okay, but the fact that this just starts fighting and removing things seems pretty brutal. Like we do it here. Fighting doesn't easily damage equal to its power to the area. Like this is just a 4-4, so these trade now, or we can just block it, double block it, I guess. I was gonna attack with this, but I'm gonna trade here next turn. Yeah, that's actually a terrible move by him, because now I can use these and I don't lose this. So I pay 3, choose a target for tap target creature you control. So I have to use this, and then this. I just targeted this man. Oh, it's of choice he or she controls. Really? Like, what did he choose? He chose treasury troll, of course. Wow, that's terrible of me. It does tap it down, but that's not good, right? What it just did. I thought it actually. I thought it was better than that. That I got to choose. And again, a phone call. So give me a second.